Good morning, bienvenido to day 3. So we're gonna have a recap from day 1. Yesterday we kicked off day 1 with an amazing women's forum and women's breakfast. Obviously I was not in the forum, so how was it for those of you that were here? All right, and those that are online, also please put in the chat how much you enjoyed the sessions. And then we went into the Fireside chat with Jim Kavanaugh. I'm a little bit biased, obviously, but I really enjoyed having that conversation with Jim. Did you guys enjoy that as well? Yeah, all right. I've learned that both wisdom and foolishness can be transferred by association. So if you surround yourself with the right people, you'll become the right person. If you surround yourself with the wrong people, you'll become the wrong person. My mother used to say, as I would leave the house in East New York, Brooklyn every day, and the opportunities to do wrong were plenteous, and the motivation to do right was scarce, she would be like, mira, enséñame con quién andas, y te diré quién eres. And she told me that every day. Show me who you hang with, and I'll tell you who you are. So by being in these sessions and just being in the presence of some of these people that have so much experience, decades of experience, we are growing. Some things are taught, a lot of things are just caught. So we went into the supply chain discussion with Isaura. Isaura is a great example of someone with decades of experience. She's forgotten more about supply chain than I know. And here she is sharing this knowledge and this wisdom and facilitating a conversation. And right now, that's a conversation that is germane to the global environment, right? And so that's something that I hope that you glean from as well. Did you enjoy that session, the supply chain session? All right, and then we went into one that I'm really excited about was you got to see what you can be, right? If you can't see it, you can't be it. If you can't see it, you can't have it. Sometimes we just need to be motivated. Sometimes we need to see someone that looks like us or sounds like us or has a last name like ours, and it will inspire us and motivate us in a way that far exceeds anything that we can verbalize, right? Just see, I'll give you an example. In the military, I really didn't see my mentors in the U.S. Army were African American or Caucasian. There were no Hispanic leaders that I saw. I just never saw any senior leaders. And then years later, like towards the end of my career, I'm in the Pentagon, and I ran into General Ricardo Sanchez. He was a 3-star general from Mexico, and my name is Ricardo also, right? So I see him in the Pentagon. And my wife had these experiences where she would see African-American generals and she was like motivated. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, that doesn't do much for me. And so I met General Sanchez in the halls of the Pentagon, and I walk up and I'm like, and I didn't realize it was like almost like being a groupie or something. I walked up and I was like, hey, yo soy Ricardo también, somos tocayo. And he was like, oh, Ricardo. So he stopped, he hugged me and everything. And then we talked probably like a minute, but I was like, whoa, I walked away from that like, and that type, see, you gotta see what you can be. Just something small, something like that. Like you see somebody that will inspire something inside of you and it can have long lasting impact. From there, we went into this amazing discussion between Juan Carlos and Rich on emotional intelligence, EQ. And Rich taught a lot about EQ, and if you have a Hispanic mom, she probably taught you a lot about EQ as well, right? And so like, mira, el cumpleaños de fulano de tal, llámalo. Mira, tu tía, tu madrina, you gotta I was taught, like, you better call them on their birthday, you gotta take a gift. You go into the DR, hay que llevarle algo. So we've been taught emotional intelligence, and we learned that at home. And so even on the EQ side, I think Hispanics, we have an advantage. And then lastly, we went to the Cardinals Hall of Fame, to that Hall of Fame club. Did any of you go actually into the club? All right, I know I did. That was amazing. So did you guys enjoy last night? All right, so listen. Matter of fact, if you really enjoyed the last couple of days, put your hands together for everything that you've heard, everything that you've received. We're gonna play a couple of videos, and then the next voice that you would hear after the videos is our president, Omar Duque. All right. Oh, Omar.
No videos. You get me straight away. Good morning. How's everybody feeling today? Woo! Got to do better than that. I know some of you are out late, but how's everybody feeling today? Better. How about a round of applause for our amazing MC and host, Rick Piña. Rick, thank you for your time. Thank you for your words, your summaries, your recaps, and your energy. And thank you once again to Worldwide Technology for hosting us. I hope you all had an amazing time. I hope you've all been enjoying the food, which has been just culturally spot on. It has been fantastic. So thank you again on behalf of the entire high-tech familia. I want to go back a little bit to where we ended yesterday, and that was with the presentation on the High-Tech Foundation. We saw the presentation of the $25,000 donation from Reviture. Afterwards, one of our board members, Daryl Higueros, came up to us and said, you know what, I was so inspired, I was so moved, I want to make a financial donation to the foundation of $10,000. So that's right. So I want to remind all of you, the QR code is right over here. If you're in the chat, you should be able to access that. If you feel so moved, if you feel so inspired, please contribute. Anything that you can contribute will go to helping support our work to develop the next generation of Hispanic technology professionals as we work to accomplish lasting equity from the classroom to the boardroom. So if you have an opportunity, please take the time to do that. Yesterday, we introduced our board of directors, and I know that many of you know them because they're always at our events, and I want to recognize their work, but I also want to recognize our advisory board, who also contribute their time, their energy to the work of the High-Tech Foundation. These are the individuals that represent different corporations that we partner with, and they really help us keep our finger on the pulse of what is happening out in corporate America with our corporate partners. They put in a lot of time as we work to identify emerging executive fellows, as we work to build out our High-Tech 50 and High-Tech 100 awards lists. These guys put in so much time and effort, so please join me in recognizing all of the members of our advisory board. And then lastly, I want to take a minute to recognize our team. It is such an honor to have the privilege to work with these talented and committed individuals every single day. And our team has been growing. We've added 4 new people to our team in the last couple of months, and I want to make sure that I introduce and I recognize every single one of them. So Viviana Costa, our executive director, if you've had any interactions with High-Tech, I know that you know Viviana. She is instrumental to this work, and she is the glue that keeps us together. Susana Ramirez, our director of corporate development, she's the one who works with our corporate partners to make sure that we are delivering on our promise to them, and to also to make sure that we're growing as an organization and supporting our partners and growing the number of partners that we have so that we can increase our work and our impact. Cristina Aguilera, who does work on our programs, our emerging executive program, leads that program, and then also works tirelessly as it relates to our High-Tech 100 and High-Tech 50 lists. But we've added 4 new people, and I'm really excited about them. All the beautiful designs that you see here, the badges, all of the graphics. Alexis Vasquez is responsible for that. We're so excited that she joined our team late last year, and she has just been absolutely phenomenal. Stephanie Jimenez, our marketing and events manager, who isn't here today, but she's been really instrumental in helping plan this event, and you're likely going to be hearing more from her as we work to plan for our fall event and for our schedule of events in 2023. And then, of course, Carlos Alberto Gomez Mendez, who's over here in the audience. Carlos is the newest addition to our team, brings a little gender diversity to the team, so it's something that I'm excited about. And Carlos is from the Dominican Republic, lives and works in the Dominican Republic. We're so happy to have him be a part of our team. It's funny because for a few of us, we've never met in person. And one of our team members said yesterday, you know what? You guys have legs. I didn't know you had legs. It's so great to see your legs. But it's really so great to be able to work with these individuals. We have a really exciting day planned for you, and I'm excited right now to introduce somebody to the high-tech community who is really important as a partner and important in the work that we do. Johanna Jones is the CEO of ITSMF. And for those of you that don't know, ITSMF is essentially our sister organization in the African American community. And our two organizations have a long history together, but really excited to talk to you about some of the new collaborations that we're working on. Johanna is new to the role, mostly. She joined ITSMF in August of last year. So Johanna, do you want to grab a seat?
Thank you. It's an absolute joy to be here today.
Welcome to High Tech. I know you were here all day yesterday.
Yes.
I hope that you've had a good time. I hope you've met some of our members and some of our partners.
I certainly
But I really wanted to take this time to allow you the opportunity to introduce yourself and your background to the high tech community.
I would absolutely love to. It is a dream. This work is such a part of who I am that being in this role a year, I still feel like I'm in my dream job. And upon meeting Omar and joining some meetings with the high-tech team and being a part of some of our programming, it feels like home. So I feel like I'm amongst family. I am born and raised in the city of St. Louis, and very much. And the amazing thing about my story is that so much of everything that I've heard over the past day and a half resonates with me. My father's parents were teenage parents. And my grandfather actually served in World War II. And after serving, he got a job working for the federal government as a computer operator. And at the time when computers were the size of rooms, he had a full-time job running reports. And that job meant that he was able to provide a middle-class life for his family. And he sent his 3 sons to college. And one of the things I learned during COVID and studying that side of my family is my father's lineage has been in the United States over 200 years. But my generation is the first generation not born in poverty. So that job that my grandfather got in computer science that enabled him to provide a college education for his family created generational wealth for our family. And so I was able to be born into the first generation not born in poverty. So this work that we're doing in building leaders for tomorrow is so much a part of who I am and the core, because I've seen firsthand that these are jobs that not only are creating innovation and building growth in technology and GDP, but this is an opportunity to create generational wealth that is life-changing. So it's so important to me.
I love that. And I know that that message and that experience resonates with so many people in our high-tech community. I think we heard that yesterday from some of our panelists.
Yes.
And it resonates with me as well. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I and we are so committed to this work.
Yes.
You've been in the role
Yes.
almost a year.
Yes.
Yes. You had some big shoes to fill. Viola
Yes.
was an amazing
Yes.
leader
Yes.
and really instrumental in the shaping of high tech.
Yes. Yes.
And there's a lot of things that we did to follow. But I'm really excited now about the partnership that high tech and ITSMF is building.
Yes. Yes.
And what that means
Yes.
for the work.
Yes.
And potentially what it means for our partners and our members.
Most
You want to share a little bit about what we've been up to?
Yes, so we are currently partnering on a Leaders of Color programming with Johnson & Johnson. And this is absolutely phenomenal in the trajectory of ITSMF and high tech. We share a founder. are both of our organizations. And so to be in this place today where we are jointly working with leaders, Hispanic and Black leaders in the J&J. We're jointly developing the program. We're jointly facilitating the program. And I've gotten nothing but positive reviews and responses. And I remember participating with you in the orientation. The energy and the excitement from the leaders of potential just resonated with me. And I understood in that moment that each one of these leaders is excited about being invested in, excited about being identified as a leader of potential. And most importantly, I saw, now we need to make sure that when they complete this Leaders of Color program, that the environment and the culture is prepared for them and the opportunities for growth within these organizations are there for them. And so I hope that we're able to continue to expand Leaders of Color. And again, let's get inside and do some more work with inside the organizations to make sure that we're not just training and developing and inspiring these leaders, but the rest of the culture and the environment is ready to grow and promote and develop them and move people up into the C-suite.
Yeah. And you know, one of the reasons I think this collaboration is so important is because for too long I feel like our communities have been pitted against each other.
Yes.
That this idea that it's a zero-sum game,
Yes.
that if you're
Right.
getting something, I
Yes.
must be losing something.
Right.
When in reality, when you win, we win.
Yes.
And when
Yes.
we win,
Yes.
everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
And
Yes.
and I think that with this partnership, coming
Yes.
into our corporate partners and
Yes.
saying, let's work together
Most
to
definitely.
build this, you know, pipeline
Yes.
of leaders and executives, I
Yes.
think is so powerful. I
Yes.
want to mention this because I think it's important. In the summer of 2020, when we were seeing all of this racial and social unrest after the tragic killing of George Floyd, our two organizations came together. And we said, we need to speak out on this. And I think that that was a really powerful moment because it laid the groundwork for us to be able to say, you know what, we're stronger when we do this together. We have the same values. We have, you know, the same mission and vision for our communities. And I'm really excited about the work that we're doing with Johnson & Johnson. And,
Yes.
and I think that this is only the beginning. This is a pilot program, but I'm really excited to
Yes.
chat with other corporate partners to see how we can collaborate with them and build something meaningful for their organizations and for their leaders.
We absolutely must, Omar. I was actually looking at some of the research from Pew and Brookings, and I think it paints this picture of, one, why we need to work together, and two, while the collective we need to pick up the pace on diversity, equity, inclusion. When you look at the numbers, job growth in computer science has increased 62%. But when you look at the number of Black and Hispanic participants in that field over the last 10 years, job growth is like 2 to 3%. So 62% growth in the number of computer science jobs in the United States, but overall, 2 to 3% growth. In addition to that, we've seen overall degree attainment in the United States increase, degree attainment in computer science fields increase, but Black and Hispanic degree attainment in the United States, 7 to 12%. So what it says is that they're predicting over 1.5 million jobs, more jobs in tech over the, by 2030. If we don't pick up the pace, we're not going to make a statistical difference on the number of Black and Hispanic people in the highest paying computer science and STEM jobs. We're not going to unless we pick up the pace on that. So I think that data paints a picture of, one, how everything that you're doing in terms of the scholarship program and mentoring and your academies, and certainly these Leaders of Color programs are critically important. We're on the right track, but we have to move faster and we have to broaden our net, or we're not going to make a statistical difference, which is both of our missions.
Right. Well, I look forward to continuing to partner with you, with ITSMF in this work. Johanna, you are always welcome here at High Tech. You are part of the High Tech familia, as I know that we are part of the ITSMF family. So thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to our continued collaboration.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
Most definitely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.